Hi, Brogis. Doing things a little differently this week. I have a pre-record, so I'm not here with you live. This is all an illusion. Just kidding. So we are going to start in seated. Finding comfortable position, either crisscross applesauce or nice straight legs, whatever works for you. Going to start to close our eyes. I know I have these fabulous sunglasses on, but my eyes are open for you. Start to let go. No to-do list, nothing that needs to get done. This is your time to just be. Start to let go of any tension in the face, tongue from roof of mouth. Let your sits bones sink into the ground beneath you. And start to focus on your breath. Even inhales and exhales. Letting any tension go. And on your next inhale, exhale, you're there in your meditative state. A little message for our class today. You're doubting yourself. Meanwhile, people are wondering how you do it all so effortlessly. Give yourself more credit. So important. A few more nice deep inhales, exhales here. Again, you can find my playlists on Spotify under my name. We're going to start to bring some awareness back to our bodies, opening our eyes simply, staying in seated. And from here, we're going to just facilitate some beautiful neck rolls, moving in one direction. So just finding your own depth, not overdoing it in any way, shape, or form. Just take your time, make it slow. And on your next inhale, moving in the opposite direction. A few more little rotations. And on your next inhale, let's come back to center. Take a breath to settle. And now coming biceps by ears. Going to just facilitate a nice little rotation. Very simple, very gentle, nothing too intense here. So early in the practice. Every inhale engaging the musculature around your spine. Exhale, furthering that twist. Now coming back to center, just mirroring the same motion on the opposite. So bringing my hand to my knee, same hand, same arm as a second spine, and just facilitate that gentle rotation. I'm glad you guys aren't here to smell my breath. I had a sandwich with red onions and I've brushed my teeth like 3 times, so they're still kicking, baby. Coming back to center, we're going to cartwheel our hands to frame our mat, bringing our knees underneath for a nice gentle tabletop. So wrists are under those shoulders, knees are under those hips, and we feel stable here. And now we're going to move through a little slide and swipe here. So we're bringing that left hand to center, And we're going to first bring that right hand for me up, bicep close to ear, and just move into those little arm circles. So just facilitating gentle movement. You can make it a nice fluid motion by bringing your glutes close to your heels as you move through. On your next inhale, we're going to move opposite direction. Make it beautiful. Make it your own. Maybe you want to add a little jazz hand in there. Woo, woo, woo. Live your life. On your next inhale, let's come back to that tabletop, finding stability again, maybe moving that right hand to center, bringing that bicep by ear on the left side for me, and moving through those beautiful little circles. Next inhale, opposite direction. I have an unintended person walking behind here, giving me some commentary. We appreciate them. Let's come back to that tabletop. Now from here, we're going to walk our left hand for me to center, raising that left arm with my hand to open up nice and wide. Really make this expansive. Take a second here. Shine that heart out. From here, I'm going to bring the fingertips to the base of the skull right behind the ear. And I'm just going to tap this elbow to the interior elbow crease. On the inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bend in. Inhale. Exhale. I feel bad for anybody who's living in snowy weather right now. Mama's working up a sweat in this beautiful sun. And on your next inhale, opening up, straightening that arm, really feeling it, and coming back to tabletop. So sorry, it's 80 degrees here. Just kidding, guys, just kidding. Now moving that right hand to center, we're going to let the left hand graze the right, kind of give you a better view too. Nice and wide here, really shining your heart up. We're going to bring those fingertips now, base of the skull. And again, inhale, open, exhale, bending elbow to elbow crease. Make your breath audible. It's all, even if it's not just you. Nothing to be worried about. Breathing is actually very vital here. Bring it nice and expansive. Coming back to tabletop. Finding that nice support here for a breath. And then on your next inhale, we're going to move through what's called dancing lion. So it's very unchoreographed circles. I'm not going as crazy. I got to keep in mind this little microphone, but just stay in any sticky spots. You can roll that neck again. Anything that you need. There's no requirement here. If you're moving in one direction, move in the opposite. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sometimes I do program like live music so I can get an applause break for myself. It's like truth serum today, I'll tell you. Anyway, moving back to that tabletop on your next inhale, finding the stability. We're going to move into a nice puppy pose. I'm going to bring this with me. These sound people that must listen to this are like, you're awful. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk our hands to the corners of our mat and allowing our hips to stay height. We are going to have our chest lay beautifully and eventually allowing that chin to settle. Now, if it hurts your neck at all, you release your forehead down. Really great chest opener. Just let everything settle here. Don't be afraid of it. Find your breath and release that heart even deeper into the mat beneath you. Personally, I could stay in puppy for a very long time. I love it. But I won't do that to you people. I promise. Okay, now very gently, we're going to start to walk our hands towards our chest, framing it, pressing up into that nice tabletop. Sorry, microphone check. Hey. Okay, from here, we're going to find a nice high plank, a nice straight line, tuck the tailbone underneath. If you need to bring it to the knees, you can always do that and just shift your weight forward. Always an option. I kind of bring my fingertips out a little bit at a 45-degree angle because otherwise it hurts my elbows. So shift your weight a little forward over your wrists. Really engage everything towards the midline. Now very gently, a little chaturanga push-up. Elbows graze the ribs. We're coming down to our bellies. Again, microphone people, sorry. So from here, I want you to release first your forehead to the mat. And just take your time. Start to let everything melt down for a second. From here, I'm going to release my left ear to the mat, taking off these fabulous sunglasses. I'm going to bring my hands, palms facing up to my side. And I'm going to take this time to let all the tension in my neck melt into the mat beneath me. I always like to work this into most of my classes because we carry so much tension in the neck. Beautiful. I can't even see you. I just know it's beautiful. A few more nice deep inhales, exhales. Now from here, we're going to again bring the head up and we're going to bring the right ear down. Again, letting everything melt down. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Take this time to let all that tension out. Beautiful. I use this playlist quite often, and I always forget I have one song that's just a little too fast for me, especially when we're trying to chill. Most yoga teachers are nodding in agreement. I have to do it all the time. Now from here, coming back, releasing that forehead back to the mat. A little note, most of the time when someone cues to release the forehead, you're going to release the space between the eyebrows. I can't do that because I have to talk into a microphone. Any hoosers. So here we are. We're going to bring our hands to frame our chest right in line with the nipple. I say that to get raise attention. We are going to bring our feet a little bit as wide as our hips, basically. Give ourselves a little room here. And very gently, we're going to engage all the musculature of the upper back and press through the palms of the hands, giving a little baby cobra here. The tops of the feet are pressed into the mat. Our glutes are engaged and we're breathing. Very gently, on your next exhale, let it all go. Now, on your next inhale, we're going to bring the thumbs in alignment with the last rib of our rib cage. From here, keeping the feet right where they are, we're going to press very nice and firmly through the palms again, bending those elbows by the rib cage, engaging the glutes, keeping the lower back safe for a full cobra. Find your own depth. On your next exhale, release it very gently and slowly all the way to the mat beneath you. Taking a few breaths here as I put my microphone on, very self-serving. I'm going to cue some breath. Now from here, pressing up into that tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes and find our first down dog of the practice. Making that upside down V shape, shifting our weight all the way to our heels. Gentle inhales and exhales here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you would like to pedal, bending opposite knees, a little snap, crackles, and pops for me. I embrace it. I welcome it. Now, looking forward of the hands, we're going to walk our hands to meet our feet at the back of the mat. I want you to bend your knees so severely they act as a little shelf for your upper body. And we're just going to let the spine decompress. Let your head hang heavy. Just let it all go. Any tension in the back there. Let it all be released with each exhale. Very, very gently, we're going to stack one vertebrae on top of the other like little Jenga pieces. And we're going to meet a mountain at the back of the mat. Now from here, I'm going to face you guys so you can kind of see me a little better. I'm going to bring my hands, biceps by ears, nice and straight here, tucking my tailbone under, pressing fiercely through the heel of the foot. We're going to simply make a little grip, a steeple grip, like church steeple. Look at that. I don't remember the rhyme, guys. Don't at me. See all the people, right? Or no, it's not like that. Okay, anyway, a little steeple grip. From here, nice and straight through the spine, we're going to inhale, and we're going to kick our hips to the left for me as we bend right, making a little horseshoe shape. Say that 5 times fast, am I right? Every inhale, engage the side body. Exhale, melt down. You can look up, facilitate a little bit more inhale, exhale action. And then on your next inhale, bring it all the way up. Bending the elbows to get a little tricep stretch. Take a second because there's a trash truck. No, you're welcome, guys. The street's right there. God bless us. Okay, bringing it back together. Steeple grip. Biceps by ears, nice and straight. We're going to kick our hips to the right and facilitate a nice little stretch to the left. Same thing, looking up. And on your next inhale, bring it back to center. Tricep stretch once more. And now we're going to re-establish that grip. We're going to do a back bend. I'm actually going to bring my back to you only so you guys see proper alignment and form, and also that booty. One more time for the trash truck. How you doing? Public servants, thank you so much. Okay, we're going to bring our hands to our back pockets if you have any back issues or you just feel like you need some more support today. We're then going, or we can bring our hand over. We're going to racing through the heel. We're going to first release our head to our shoulders. And then from here, we're going to start to trace our fingers as we push our hips slightly forward and make that little nice horseshoe shape with our spine. A few more breaths here. On the next inhale, bring it up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring it all the way down. And now with straight legs, just letting it decompress. Now, very gently, we're going to walk out to that high plank and find that vinyasa we know so well about. So Chaturanga, those arms, biceps by ribs. Bring and scoop that heart through for me today, a cobra. And now tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Now from here, I'm going to find a nice, beautiful three-legged dog on my right side. So I'm simply bringing my left foot to center, elevating that right leg up, nice and expansive. I even pop my left heel. I'm going to bring my heel to glute for a second. I'm just going to move through some knee circles because I feel I need it. Opening up the hip, getting that joint pumping and moving. Moving in one direction, then moving in the opposite. Deep inhales and exhales. Now, another expansive three-legged dog. Now scooping that bad boy underneath, planting our foot between our hands, I should say, and finding a high crescent. So the back foot is still popped. We're really embracing this nice front lunge. And when we feel supported and secure, we're going to find that nice high lunge here. We're going to really create some heat today. So let's just take the time. You can try to square your hips. You can always bend this back knee if you need to make a nice straight line of your spine. And when you're ready, bringing those biceps back by ears. Inhales, exhales. Something we don't do a lot is like long form holds. A lot of gyms, we just don't get a chance to. Maybe a wall sit here or there, but these long holds are very good for accessory muscles. It just builds that muscular endurance. So from here, I'm actually going to do a couple little dips with my back knee. So I'm just going to dip about an inch down and an inch up. So let's do that one more time, two more times, three more times, and now hold. Now from here, I want us to grab our blocks. If we don't have blocks, little pillows, water bottles, I don't know, get creative, peeps. I'm going to bring my blocks to frame my front foot, and then very gently I'm going to move into a nice supported warrior three. I'm going to move back a little because I want everybody to see me on camera. But yeah, find your balance. Your hips are square, scissor hugging the inner thighs. That elevated foot is like corkscrewing the toes towards that planted foot. Now we're going to stay here. I'm going to actually even micro bend that supporting knee. So for me, it's my right. And I want to point my elevated foot. Now from here, we're going to literally just do little leg pumps. So I'm going to move up an inch and down an inch with that big toe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Holding, and I'm simply scooping this underneath my body, forward fold. Still working on those glutes today, guys. It's maybe a little bit of a booty class today. Maybe if I write that in, get more likes and views. Just kidding. A little clickbait on a Sunday. You guys want to see my booty class? Now we're going to move back to that supported warrior three. So let's set ourselves back up for success. Moving that right foot in between first, those blocks. Finding our stability here. And elevating that left, for me, my left leg. Again, let's start to point those toes. And now I want you to do is bend your knee out to the side. These are called fire hydrants because it's going to look like we're dogs peeing on a fire hydrant. And so on my exhale, I'm going to have my knee meet my knee, and my inhale bring them up. So exhale, inhale up. Exhale, inhale up. Exhale, inhale up. And one more time, exhale, inhale up, and let's hold. And now very gently straighten that leg again, slowly bending the front knee, releasing back to that high crescent shape, then low crescent. Boom. And them booties are baking, honey. They're about to rise. All right, I'm going to now bring my hands to the interior of that front foot and simply walk away, finding a little dragon yin pose. So pressing through our hands still. Taking our time. You can release to the forearms if you feel the space to, or you can have nice straight arms, up to you. Since this is a yin pose, we're going to spend a few more breaths here than typical. Let your breath travel. Let's be proud of ourselves. That was quite the booty burn. A few more nice deep breaths here. I'm feeling it for myself in the inner thigh, which is always necesito. That's right, people. I would throw some bilingual stuff in there. You know, my 4 or 5 Spanish words I know. You're welcome. I appeal to all audiences. I'm international. Okay, anyway, walking forward. We're going to now heel ball toe framing that front foot, elevating that back leg up, the knee off of the mat, and moving into a nice high plank. And from here, wiping the slate clean with a vinyasa. You can always skip those though. Vinyasa or no yasa, as they say. Down dog is where I'll meet you. And you can always find child's. I'll just cue it real quick. Nice wide knees, shifting the weight back and releasing the chest and forehead down. But for me, I'm going to meet you in down dog when you're ready. Now I'm going to bring for me it's my right, and I'm going to elevate my left leg. Nice and expansive. I'm even popping for me the right heel. I'm going to bring that heel to glute on my elevated leg. And I'm going to move through those beautiful knee circles. Really getting the synovial fluid of that joint and the hip. If you're moving in one direction, move in the opposite. Now from here, nice and expansive three-legged dog. And then we're just going to bring that knee underneath the body and plant that foot between those hands. Really getting ready for a nice high crescent again. It's coming back around on the other side. So embrace that front lunge. Pull up your pants if they always seem to fall down. And we're going to pop this back heel. When we feel nice and stable, we find that nice high crescent lunge. And breathe. Remember, squaring of the hips. You can always micro bend that back knee. Find what works for you. Scissor hugging the inner thighs, really pressing through the front ball of the foot. Now from here, we're going to move through that little back knee dip. So we're going to move that back knee down an inch and up an inch. For 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and find that high crescent. From here, getting our blocks, setting up for that supported warrior 3. Taking those blocks, framing the front foot, and we're going to kick up and find our stability. I'm going to move back so everybody can see me. That would be helpful, right? Because I'm in charge here. So we're framing that front foot and we're up. Here we are. Now everybody can see me. Maybe I'll move back a little bit more. Love you. I'll be in the pool in 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. I can do that. It's Florida. Find your breath. Find a focal point, maybe about 6 inches in front of your foot. It's called in yoga a dristi. It just means a focal point. So that elevated foot, you're kind of trying to corkscrew the toes towards the planted foot. Really holding on here. A few more breaths, building that endurance. And now I want you to point those toes, And we're going to do those pumps together. So moving the big toe up an inch and down an inch. You can micro bend that front knee if necessary. So let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, hold, hold. And then just bring that foot to meet the top foot meet the bottom foot and let everything forward fold. Decompressing. Beautiful job. I just know you guys are doing a great job. Really committing to that booty burn, baby. Fabulous work. A few more nice deep inhales, exhales. Now from here, we're going to frame that front foot again, and find that supported warrior 3. Here we are. Boom. Finding that drishti, finding stability. We're now gonna, my bad, everybody. I'm doing the wrong foot. Here we go. I'm elevating back up. I'm bending that knee out. Hopefully you can see it. You know, my butt's in the way. So we're at about like a 90-degree angle with that knee, and we're going to do those little fire hydrants. So we're going to inhale, out, exhale, have knee meet knee. Inhale, exhale, knee meet knee. Inhale up, exhale down, and let's do 2 more. Inhale up, exhale down, and last one, inhale up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten that leg, release that foot down, and come from a nice high supported lunge to a low. I'm going to remove my blocks. I'm going to bring my hands to the interior for me of my left foot, and I'm going to walk away from that foot and find that dragon position. So just pressing through the heels of the hands, release the forearms if you have it, but don't pressure yourself to get anywhere. This is really a great hip stretch, just a moment to reconnect with your breath, and for me to find some water. Doing a lot of talking. Also, the reason I'm pre-recording, since we're just hanging out here, is I'm going to be at Riptide CrossFit. Let me focus on the camera for a second, everybody. I'm going to be at Riptide CrossFit on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. So I won't be here in time to give you the class that you also deserve live. That's why I'm giving you this quality product. However, I'm very excited. Riptide is my 3rd gym, and we didn't start BroYoga but like last year. So I'm so proud of myself, but I'm just really impressed with all the owners of these gyms that are so open-minded. So from my heart to yours, I'm going back to Dragon. Love you so much. Okay, bye-bye. That's my little spiel. Just love all my little Brogis. God love you guys. I'm really getting emotional in Dragon. Okay, so I'm going to come back to those hands. I'm walking my hands, heel ball toeing my foot, framing that front foot. I'm going to tuck the back toes like a nice runner's lunge, planting the hands, high plank, vinyasa or no yasa. Scooping the heart through, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. And just for good measure, since we did such a bunch of work on the booty, let's go ahead and find that child. So we're going to bring those toes to touch behind the glutes, shifting everything back, and release our forehead and chest to the mat. Just taking our time to let everything go. Beautiful. Start to let go. Start to find empowerment. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Remember, people are in awe of what you do every day. I know I am. It's time that we congratulate ourselves for being good parents, working hard at something we believe in, and just taking the time for us. That's also very hard for a lot of people to do, especially when you're moving and shaking every day. Full circle with a message. My God, she's good at this job. All right, coming back. I will meet everybody in a nice down dog. When you're ready, do not let my words rush you. Now from here, I'm going to walk my feet heel ball toe until we're at the front of our mat. When we get there, we're going to slowly roll up to that nice mountain pose. Now I'm going to face you guys so you can see me. Hopefully you can hear me. It's not my favorite shirt to, work out in. I'm going to put on my cool shades. How you doing? Okay, so we're going to move into what's called a yogi squat. I just want to not a yogi squat. Take this out in editing. We're going to move into a chair pose. Okay. A lot of times in chair, people think you have to get as low as you can. I don't want that. I want you to feel like you're really engaging all your musculature towards the center of your body. And it should feel like you're sitting in a chair, hence the name. So I'm going to move to the side. If you have knee issues, you're going to bring your feet as your hips width distance. If not, you're going to bring your feet right next to each other. It should be like you can zipper from your ankle to your pelvis. Okay, now center. Now to the side so you can see me. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to simply scoop up the earth, offer it to the sky, chair pose. So you're sitting back, your tailbone's tucked under, your chest is wide. And notice I'm low, but I'm not like trying to get my heels to my glutes to my heels. It's not necessary. You need to really engage everything towards the core. Everything's broad and with it, heating that body up. Now, if this is enough for you, great. If you want to kind of advance it a little bit with me, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. This is always an option if you have any shoulder issues as well. And we're going to hook the outside of, for me, the left tricep to the right quad. And we're going to press very severely through the heels of the hands and just move into a chair prayer twist. We want to look at our knees, make sure they're in alignment. If they're not, ask them to be. It's that simple. They will listen. They're attached to you. And find that breath. Now on your next inhale, bring it back to center and forward fold. Straight legs. And let it all go. All that tension. Make it audible. Let it out. That guy Gary at the office, breathe it in and let it out, Gary. God, what a jerk. Now from here, I'm going to place my hands down. You can also place them on a block. And what we're going to do is heel ball toe our feet out to the length of the mat. I'm going to face you guys just so you can see. And we're going to simply move into that yogi squat again. Well, now, I mentioned it because I'm a professional, guys. I'm a professional. So if you can't get this low, it's painful for the knees, bring it up. Find what works for you. You can always sit on your blocks. You can stack them beneath you. But if you're here with me, we're going to bring our elbows to the interior of our knees and just chill here. It's nice to chill for a sec, Opening up those hips. Exhaling all the passive aggressive remarks that your mother-in-law has made. Sorry, maybe I'm channeling something. Now from here, we're going to just move into little neck rolls. Something we don't often do, but I want to highlight it this class in particular. So we're just going to, you can even bring your hands to that block or to the interior of the knees, anything that's going to make you feel more stable. And we're just going to move through those neck rolls. We'll do 3 on each side. So 3 towards the left. And now moving on your next inhale, 3 towards the right. And beautiful. Finding this nice yogi squat. I want us now to move. I'm going to cartwheel because I have to. But we're going to find that nice high plank. We're going to release the knees to the tabletop. And we're going to find a little child's. Now we're going to come back up. We're going to find a down dog again. And we're going to walk those feet back to the top. And very slowly find that mountain pose again. Again, I'm going to face you guys just so you can see me. From here, we're going to find that chair pose again. So remember where your feet were, what works for you. Scoop up the earth, offer it to the sky, chair pose. We can always bring our hands to center if there's any shoulder pain or issue. If not, you're nice and wide. Letting your heart shine, being open, vulnerable, watch out. Now bring your hands to heart center. We're going to actually hook the opposite. So for me, it's my right tricep outside of my left quad. Inhales, exhales here. Pressing through the hands. And on your next inhale, bring it back to chair, forward fold. Letting it all go. Straight legs, letting the head hang. Can pendulum. Grabbing opposite elbows and shifting through all 4 parts of your feet, all 4 corners of your feet. Really bring some motion. Now bring your hands down. We're going to heel ball toe again and find that yogi squat. Again, find what works for you. We're not going to spend as much time on this round, so. For here, I'm going to actually bring for me my left hand here, opening up and expanding my chest. A few little breaths here. And now moving back to center. And now for me, my right hand down, left hand up, opening up. Now very gently, for me, I'm going to cartwheel my hands forward, find that nice high plank, release my knees to tabletop, and then moving into that child's pose. This time, I'm really taking some time here. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Beautiful, everyone, beautiful. Now, on your next inhale, I'm going to bring us to kneeling, and I'm going to face you guys so you can see me. So I'm kneeling on my shins, and what I want us to do is take our blocks, and I'm going to open up my knees pretty wide, like 6-8 inches between, and I'm going to place a block underneath my seat. And I'm going to try to sit on that block. It's like a saddle. It's also known as hero in regular vinyasa yoga. If this is enough, this is a very intense stretch for the quads typically, then let's stay here. If you want to bring your hands behind you and walk, they're supposed to be like this. So the heel of your palm is facing your glutes, and you can start to just open up the chest, really bring the shoulder blades down, and just take your time here. If you feel more open, you can walk them further away. It's also a good shoulder stretch. But either way, we're going to stay here for a minute. We're supported by the block. If you need 2 blocks, changing the height of the blocks, they're very adaptable. Do what works for you. Gonna look deeply into your soul now. Just kidding. Let's really stretch those quads out. Can anyone say box jumps? Front squats. It's a lot of quad, baby. Quadzilla, really. Let me know any other iterations of like quad explosion. I don't know. Live your life, I always like creative thought processes there, guys. Give me some catchphrases. A few more breaths here. Now from here, what I want us to do is just simply bring our upper body back up. So you're almost in that seated position again. Now very gently, we're going to walk our hands forward and find that tabletop. I'm going to move my block out of the way and find that dancing line again, because I'm just going to facilitate a little hip motion since we've been in a static position for a while. So again, make it more expansive than mine. I just have to be careful so that you can hear me. Hopefully you can. And then if we're moving in one direction, let's move in the opposite. Take some time. And I'll meet you guys in tabletop when you're ready, nice and supported. If you can hear that plane, someone's heading off to a nice, beautiful location, I hope, and not up north in the snow. Okay, we're going to find seated. And once we get to seated, we're going to find a nice upavista, which just simply means that we're nice and wide, like making a little vista. A little Sanskrit for you today. Look at that. Ready for Jeopardy. Okay. I just want us to find like a good position here. So maybe move the extra meat you have on your sits bones there. And from here, what we're going to do is bring our biceps by our ears. And you can even bring a block to the interior of that knee if you need it. We're going to bring same forearm to the inside of the same knee. And then we're going to press up and look up. A nice little awakening for that psoas muscle. If you have the freedom to just bring it down, that's fine. But, that's why we have the blocks. Okay, on your next inhale, let's bring it back to center. Take a second. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite. So I'm going to bring that block to the interior. I'm going to rest same forearm, the inside of the same knee, and make that beautiful little rainbow shape. Making sure those sits bones are flush with the mat. We're engaging the musculature still, even though it's not, we're just hugging the muscle of the bone, nothing too intense. Looking up. Now we're going to come bring it back to center. I'm going to move these out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk my hands slightly forward. And I'm going to walk back and forth. This kind of opens up for a deeper forward fold. So you just kind of start like putting on the Ritz here, doing like slow movements, trying to get your forearms closer to the ground. I don't care where you are. No one is grading you. This isn't Harvard Business School. When you feel like you have a little more freedom, I want you to start to walk your hands forward and find that forward fold. Your shoulders should not be by your ears. It should feel somewhat I won't say effortless, but it should feel somewhat just relaxing. You shouldn't be like, ugh. Just make it chill. I don't know how, but I know you all understood that. So if you're making that noise, not ideal. A few more nice deep inhales and exhales. Now, in your next inhale, we're going to walk our hands to center, bring ourselves back up. Boom, boom. Here we are. And we're going to move into what we call bound angle, also known as butterfly by much of the fitness community. So we're just bringing the soles of the feet to meet in front of us, in front of our groin. The outside blades of the foot are securely against the mat or floor beneath you. So here you are, very simple. If you need any support, you can always bring these blocks underneath your knee creases. Boom, you're still here. It still works, still valid. You're still worth it, okay? Easy breezy, beautiful. So from here, we're going to move through some different iterations of butterfly. So I'm going to for me, I love this version a little bit better. I like to bring the heels a little further from the groin area. And then I just like to C curve. And that way I feel cool because I can get closer to my feet. Do your own thing, man. If you want a little closer, if you bring your heels a little closer to the groin, it's a little bit more of a challenge. And you can kind of go a little straighter with your back. But, fine, to each their own. There's no right or wrong way. And very gently, we're going to roll back up. I'm going to move through very gentle cat-cows here. So what I want us to do is bring our hands to our knees, and we're going to inhale, open up our chest, look up. Exhale, doming the middle and upper back. Inhale, cow tilt. Exhale, cat tilt. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's meet back at center. Staying in our butterfly. Again, if at any point you need to support those knees with your blocks, please find that. It's getting a little sunny out here. So from here, we're going to just move through some nice little bound angle butterfly twists. So I'm going to bring my left hand to the center of my feet here, and I'm just going to move into a nice little open twist. It's later in my practice. I can really get a good twist in. Coming back to center and doing it now the opposite way. Coming back to center. Now from here, I am going to simply bring both feet forward, elevate my biceps by ears, and move into a nice forward fold. Last little bit of seated. Inhale up. Find that staff pose. And for me, I'm just going to show you, we're going to C curve, slowly releasing our full body down until we meet on the mat. Take a second, girls, to adjust ponytails as needed. And for basically all the little joints to settle into the mat beneath you. Take a few breaths. For me, I have to find a nice high bun. Beep, beep. Okay, from here, I'm going to grab my blocks. I probably should have led with that. Your blocks should be near you, easy to access. We're going to bring our heels towards our glutes, pressing through the heels, elevating our hips up to the sky. I'm going to place my block, both of them, one of them, underneath my lower back, and just let that lower back melt into the blocks. Nice supported bridge. Letting all the tension go. Gonna stay here a few more breaths. I could stay here all day. Now from here, pressing again through those heels, lifting up those hips, removing your blocks, let everything come down. Let it stay there for a second. My final offering today will be a nice happy baby. So I'm bringing my legs straight, then going to rotate them out 45 degrees and try to bend them as much as I can, close to 90 as possible, grabbing outside blade, ankle, shin, and just letting the weight of the arms bring the knees closer. The lower back has to be attached to that mat, must be fiercely against it. Otherwise, we're in trouble here. So you can always shift your weight back and forth and rock if you want. Find what works for you today. When you're ready, going to let go of those legs. I'm going to move into a nice supine position, laying with my palms facing up. My feet are splayed out, taking up space that I deserve to take up. And we're going to set up for our final Shavasana. I'm going to be in Sukhasana so I can guide you guys through the last of this meditation. I want you to start to scan your body, relaxing the facial muscles first, closing your eyes, and starting to just let your breath flow without overthinking it. Start to scan your body for any tension and let that tension melt into the floor beneath you. With each exhale, you're letting more and more of it go. Take this time and just be. Shavasana, an opportunity for rebirth. You're doubting yourself. Meanwhile, people are wondering how you do it all so effortlessly. Give yourself more credit. When you're ready to bring some awareness to your body, do not let my words rush you in any way, shape, or form. We're going to start by simply wiggling our fingers and our toes, bringing more awareness to our legs and our arms, a nice good morning stretch if necessary. Bending your knees into your chest, rocking back and forth. Finding a nice fetal position on your right side, allowing your right arm to act as a pillow underneath your head. And when you're ready, I'll meet you in a nice, easy seat. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me anytime, any day. My heart to yours. We bow together. Namaste.